All right, just because it's summer doesn't mean that you give up on your health goals. Health in a Handbasket is a weekly segment with Kelly Mueller from the American Diabetes Association. And she joins us today talking about kid-tested favorites. As always, finding ways to make them healthier, in fact. And she joins us this morning. So, all right, kids can be so picky.
They
it
can
is
be
so
picky, right?
hard to appeal to their palates. And I bet some parents might just be thinking, well, I don't know what to give them anymore.
Right.
Or they only want to eat one thing. They don't want to even try anything new.
Well, and you know, if you have a child who has diabetes, you're constantly counting everything, and when we get into the habit of reading labels and things like that, we soon see just how much, you know, how hard it is to make the good choices. You know, I was fortunate yesterday to have, it was our check-in for our week 2 of our summer camp, and so a dear friend of mine, Jamie, her daughter was going to camp, so I said, okay, let's go, let's tell me what you guys do at home. And so we talked about kind of all the exchanges and what they look for snacks and things like that, because it's so important to stay within that 15 carb goal, or just know what it is. You know, you don't want to be surprised, because if you know, if kids are managing medications, they have to adjust their pumps, things like that. You need to be able to count the carbs.
That's tricky,
So we talked about, you know, I mean, the classic peanut butter and jelly, right? So
I still love peanut butter and jelly.
I know, me too.
I crave peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
It's so good, you know, and there are so many different kinds out now. We're fortunate to have lots of great companies. I mean, the Once Again peanut butter, that's a local
Once Again nut
company,
butter,
you know, and so we have a lot of good, like, local, and you see in the supermarket aisle a lot more natural peanut butters, which are going to maybe have less salt, or just a healthier option for those kind of things. You know, with jelly, you always want to look for the lowest sugar,
those taste
kind of
pretty
things.
good, too. I have a low sugar one at home, and at first I thought, you know, I didn't want something that had Splenda in it, or not Splenda, any sort of artificial sugar. The lower sugars just actually have less sugar in
you just
them.
put it,
And I like that. And they don't taste bad. They taste great.
Right, and it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to make with kids too, because you can. I mean, jelly's not too hard to make, and you can get
this time of year, people are making all sorts of things.
All the berries are coming out, so you look for those things, and then you got to think about the bread, right? So there are so many great options. There are these flat wrap kind of things, you know, and Jamie was even telling me, like, they take a tortilla sometimes and just do peanut butter and jelly right on the tortilla, wrap it up, then she puts it in the fridge, so they have a kind of on-the-go thing. But you look for the thinner breads or the less carbs, and these kind of options generally have about half of the amount of carbs as 2 slices of even a whole wheat bread, something like that.
And they taste good too. These are great for sandwiches. What are these
here? So then, you know, and grapes are a tricky one, right? Because you have to be careful of the choking hazard. So these are more for your teenage favorites. But all you do, you take your grapes, you put them in the freezer. They're great, and they have a creamier center, and they just add a little bit of crunch. And because they take a little bit long, these are literally just grapes that were in the freezer.
I love that.
And they're that good summer flavor.
It sure beats a popsicle, and they're better for you. Where can people get more information? We've got about 10 seconds left.
So we can get on diabetes.org/recipes, follow us on Facebook, and then connect to us through the Good Day Rochester site. We always post stuff up on there.